Welcome to the Mondovo Agency One-on-One Series. We interview successful marketing agency owners who share their learnings and experiences from running a successful agency. Learn from their successes and failures to build a better agency yourself. We get you revenue figures, actual customer experiences, and practical case studies. The Agency One-on-One Series is brought to you by Mondovo. Mondovo is your ultimate all-in-one tool set that saves you hundreds of hours a month in managing your SEO and social media campaigns.
Thank you, Stephen, for joining us with Mondovo today. So tell us about yourself and what you do.
So a little bit about me is I'm a digital marketer based in Melbourne, Australia. So started a internet marketing business a little while ago, probably a couple of years ago now. And my specialty is building sales funnels and authority websites. Building a website which brings together communities and then selling products and services through sales funnels. Working with content marketing and then using paid traffic to drive people through those sales funnels and making a purchase.
Oh, wonderful. Very good. So your forte is sales funnel. That's what your whole website is talking about. So why is it an important thing?
So basically the sales funnel is purchasing process of any product. So any product or service, whether you're selling a software, whether you're selling a physical good, a digital good, whatever it is, the whole follow-up sequence is a sales funnel. So that's how you acquire a customer, how you warm the customer, how you sell the customer, and how you send them to buy all your products or services. So regardless if you're selling through e-commerce or selling digital goods or whatever it is, kind of everything uses a sales funnel. It's just that process. So I think it's super important to get clear on how to acquire a customer, how to sell them, and build those systems in place. So that way, when you do have a product to sell, your sales funnel is actually working for you. So it's very different to just having a website and putting up a bunch of products and hoping someone buys them somehow and arrives at your website. And it's just putting things on a wall and hoping they sell.
Right, perfect. That's wonderful. So when you say that you're also creating the website for them, so you do the technical part of building the website and also taking this whole process of what has to be coming inside the website and going through the customer's journey altogether, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's just like when you build a funnel, you use a combination of different tools. You can use it on a platform such as ClickFunnels, which is built for sales funnels, or if you want to go down WordPress, a bit more difficult, you need to be more technical. But whatever sort of platform you use, you just need to make sure that you've got the ability to really set up pages. So like you'll have an opt-in page where you can gather leads, where you have a name and email, and then you'll have a sales page. And then the real process is the strategy comes in when you design which page goes to where. So once someone arrives at the first page, you only want to have them give you a little bit of information, or you want to give them value first before they give you their information to acquire a lead. And then after that happens, you can ask for more information because you've given that customer or that prospect more value. So you can only go through you've got to take them through that certain path, that certain sequence, that process. So that's what the sales funnel is. So I help, now I used to do client work, but now I just sort of build my own sales funnels and companies. It makes a lot more sense when you can drive and acquire your own traffic. So that's kind of where I am right now. But yeah, essentially it's important to be able to build that funnel both technically and strategically. So knowing what to have, who your target audience is, and what messaging to have to capture them. But also, that's on the strategy side, but on the technical, you need to make sure you can get the page up, make it look good to your customers and all that.
Very good. So right now, you're working in your website, and apart from it, you also work in other websites too for other customers?
So right now, I use my website, StephenEsketzis.com. We've got a health website as well, positivehealthwellness.com. That's my current focus at the moment. So what we do is we're building an authority site. At the moment, our main focus is building this authority site for people in the health industry. So looking at diet, nutrition, fitness, all of this type of thing. And then what you do is we're building this community of people and also having sales funnels on the back end of it. So it's kind of like a digital web property where someone comes here, they come to the community, their content, and then you can sell them goods and services or physical products or web products or whatever it might be. So that's where my focus is at the moment, on those two websites. And I also advise a couple of websites as well and help other people build their sales funnels. But yeah, my technical days are kind of behind me now. I don't sort of get in the trenches too much with the funnels on clients' websites. I'm mainly focused on my own.
When you're talking about setting up the whole funnel in terms for a particular website, so how does you actually measure a funnel? Like in terms of revenue that has been generating, in that website, or is it just the process that you kind of think it? Because many times everything would be perfect, like in terms of setting up the funnel for the website, the whole process is good. But product is good, I've not, that's kind of a subjective one, but still, how do you measure your funnel is success or not?
Question. The most important thing about a sales funnel is you need to know your numbers. So you need to know exactly how much it costs to acquire a lead, acquire a customer. How many days is it until you break even? So if I, acquire a lead using Facebook ads, for example, and that lead might cost me $1 for a name and email, then acquiring me a customer might cost me $5, then the product I'm selling them is $3. Then I know that in that transaction I'm losing $2. But then if I know my numbers well and I know over the lifetime value of that customer, they're going to buy another 2 or 3 products from me, then obviously it's positive. So, I've made a profit on that. You might not make it straight away on the initial transaction, but you might make it in 7 days, 14 days, 30 days, whatever it is. So you've really got to understand your numbers on your sales funnel. So things like your earnings per click, if you're doing like paid traffic and things like that, you need to know your lifetime value of your customer, your average order value, your immediate order value, and then what it is over the lifetime. There's a whole lot of different numbers that come involved in doing this when you're trying to work out your sales funnel, because if you don't know those numbers, you don't know how much it is that you can afford to acquire a customer. That's the biggest thing. So if you can afford to acquire a customer at $10 and your competitor's only $5, you can instantly acquire more traffic than they can because you can afford to pay more because your sales funnel converts that much better.
In terms of revenue, like for a particular website, could you tell us, like on an average, how much when the whole process has been set correctly? How long does it take for the first revenue to start coming in? On an average, how much a website is making right now with the help of your funnels that you make?
Yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, it really depends on the type of funnel, because you've got different funnels. So let's say if I'm a coach and I'm selling a high ticket funnel where, like, I know people that are selling, $4,000 programs or $20,000 programs, and a lead for them might cost them $20 or $100, and then they can close 50% of those leads, and they can go into a $4,000 program or $20,000 program. But it's very different. For example, if you're selling a torch and you're targeting people in the survival industry who want to buy a torch, and that might just be a $100 product, and if they've got their funnel set up and it's just buying traffic, very different, a $100 product in the survival industry to a $20,000 product in the coaching industry. So it really depends on your product and service and who you're targeting. But like a funnel can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 to set up, all the way to $50,000 to $100,000 as well, depending on how complex it is, and the copywriting that's required, the emails that need to go out. There's a whole selection of things that need to happen.
So do you work in a specific industry, or you kind of start working and then you figure it out?
Yeah, so I usually do a lot of market research. So one thing which I really enjoy doing is competitive analysis. So you go out to the industry, you find out, let's say, you're looking at creating a sales funnel in the golf industry. You go into that industry and say, all right, which are the big golf websites right now? Which are the ones that are driving a lot of advertising revenue behind their websites? So you can go say, all right, cool. So we've got website number 1, 2, and 3. These ones are spending, $5,000 a day on Google ads, and you can see what landing page they're sending it to. And now I know then, all right, so if these guys have been running their ad 300 days in a row, obviously it's making money. So that's some of the copy and that's some of the content that we want to make sure we have on our website. And that's even in an industry which I might not know a lot about, but I know that if someone else is spending money and they've got something that's proven and working, I'll start with that. And after I get a sales funnel that's converting at break even, so if I put $1 in, I get $1 out, then I can start testing things and making changes and do A/B testing and things like that to see if I can get more out of that sales funnel, if I can actually, make more money than that $1 break even. But yeah, you can go into any industry as long as you do the analysis right. It really works in any industry.
That's pretty interesting because there is a normally, like when such a big project kind of comes in, there is an agency which has got a team which just kind of works on that particular thing, and it's very interesting that you do this individually and you kind of help customers out there, or you have a team. How does it work?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll usually have a team. I'll sort of work on the strategy level things, and then if I need someone to work on the technical things, I'll have a graphic designer I can call to, or a copywriter to work on the copy for the page. For example, if you're selling something you want it to sell well, you've got to have the right words and messaging on the page. So I'm better off speaking with the copywriter and having him write the copy, and then I'll set up the pages, find out what offer's being shown when, and that whole sequence and funnels. perspective. So like another really good thing is to go through and purchase your competitors' products, so that way you can see what order of products do they sell. Because let's say we worked out that they're spending a lot of money each day on advertising. If they have product A, then they try to upsell you product B and product C. Maybe that's a good idea for us to start there as well. If we're building out something for a client, for myself, I know then that's what's converting well. So it really depends. Like if you do your market research really well, you can start off with a funnel that's working quite well. But if you start just trying to put a funnel together blindly, you can also waste a lot of money really quickly. So it's kind of like, you've got to look at and focus on the right things before you go out into the market.
Very good. Very well said there. Okay, now, it's pretty cool, like the way you kind of put your ideas, thoughts together in order to build a particular funnel. Now, you said that you're currently working on your project where you're trying to build the old funnel. And at the same time, you also work with the customers. So how do you get new customers? Is it like, you look for the leads or, word of mouth? Normally, what's the process in order to acquire new customers?
Okay, so if I wanted to find someone with a sales funnel and I wanted to have them as a client, what I would do, number one is, you can either build a sales funnel for people that want sales funnels. That's the first thing that you can do. I know it sounds pretty crazy, but you can do that. Or you can do content marketing. And I'm a big fan of content marketing as well, because the more content you put out, the you are as well. So people come to you and they're attracted to you, they see what you do and they see the results you're getting. Content marketing is great. It helps you on search, helps you on search engines, on social, and word of mouth as well. So, guys like Neil Patel, guys like Backlinko and things, all these big websites in the SEO industry or all these different industries just put out content and content and content.
Right.
And now they become an authority because they've put out so much content. So that's one thing you may know, the website. That's revolves around that topic, so people can come and reach out to me. But if you want to put a sales funnel together, you can actually put a funnel and drive some paid Facebook traffic or Google traffic or whatever and drive people to you. So, they can fill out a form and start working with you and then get on the phone, see if they're a good fit and do that. That's kind of the method I'll go down.
All right. So do you kind of, I assume that's pretty much automated, that you don't spend any time in acquiring any new, it kind of comes to you automatically in a completely inbound way, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's fairly automated kind of process. You do the work once and then it's sorted, but there's always things you're going to have to fix up and check and make better and things like that. Like you always want to make your funnel better, convert higher. You always want to make sure your traffic is working well. So there's a lot of moving parts in that whole process.
Okay.
Yeah, it is automated. So you've got to put content out if you're doing content marketing all the time. Otherwise, people get bored and they don't contact you. So it's like an ongoing process to make sure that you're always relevant in the market, whether you're doing direct response traffic or you're just putting content out there on a blog.
Right, but still there is a cost to it, right? In order to acquire that particular client, no matter it has been automated there, you put a lot of content. Now, of course, content has a value to it. So, on an average, what is the cost of a lead for you when you actually close them at the end?
Look, again, it depends on the funnel that they purchase. A lead could be anywhere from a couple of $100, and sometimes it's much less. So, it's funny because my funnel that if I'm trying to get clients that I'm trying to fill funnels for, back when I was doing it and I was calculating all this stuff, it's funny, the person building funnels always has the worst funnel. It's the same with everything. The customer support company always has the worst customer support. So, it's funny how it all works. But, I found that on mine, the main thing is that as long as you know it's working, the funnels that I was building were working really well. My one I probably should have been tracking a lot more, but for me it was probably $100 to $200 per lead, and they were extremely qualified. So you want to make sure that you've got extremely qualified leads coming through the door that you can actually work with. And then my average order is a couple of $1,000. Then it's definitely worth it.
All right, perfect. So does that run in a retainer mode, or you kind of take a project and work with them until the project ends, and then you kind of take the maintenance also after that?
Yeah, so I was working on just a one-time project. I had the opportunity to do retainers and things like that. A couple of projects we did a revenue split as well. So if it was a bigger project, I'd charge a fee to set up the sales funnel, and then I'd get a percentage of the revenue as well based on the results of the funnel.
Oh, okay.
So you really want to make sure that you've got your client interests in mind as well as your own interest in mind. So you can actually provide value without feeling ripped off, and the client can also receive a lot of value in sales, and without them feeling ripped off either.
Perfect. So let's understand on the business side, your good customers, bad customers. So, do you have anybody like any favorites? Good customers, bad customers?
There's always good customers and bad customers. I remember, it was funny. I was telling a friend yesterday that one of my first ever, this was before I started building funnels, I was doing consultations.
Mm-hmm.
The very first person that came through my door, and this was just through my content marketing. I was doing consulting. I think it was like $297. I was doing like an hour consultation on funnels and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy filled it out, and I'd never heard of him. And when I went to do the call, to answer the call on Skype, this is the first one I've ever done, so I was nervous as well. But I got on the call, ready to speak with this guy to help him with his funnel, and he was like sitting under the bed sheets, couldn't speak English, and trying to ask me how I should fix this funnel and how to make money. 3 words of how do I make money? I was like, man, this is we're not a good fit. So it's you get a whole mixture of clients and customers. But since then, it's gotten a lot better. The more qualified you get your customers,
mm-hmm.
the more of your ideal customers will come through the door. So yeah, it's pretty good. Right now, I haven't got any pain in the ass customers. Everyone I work with is good. Everyone's enjoyable, and we all help each other out. So been pretty lucky.
Fantastic, very good. So if I have to understand, kind of great achievement that you have done with any of the customers, any remarkable information we would have.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, with some of the funnels we've created, we've done 6 figures in revenue in a couple of the funnels.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it, unfortunately, is we've got not attorney-client privilege. It's kind of the same thing, but for sales funnels. So we've got non-disclosure agreements and stuff like that in place. But we've done 6 figures in a lot of funnels. So they've been quite successful with paid traffic and things like that.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good news in there. So from acquiring a lot of leads to closing a lot of people, we've worked on things like webinar funnels, sales funnels, where we've just done physical products. Hopefully there's some more results I can get you in the next couple of years as well with our own stuff.
Fantastic.
It's been quite successful.
Okay. Any bad experience that you have gone through and you have learned anything on that area?
Bad experiences, I think the worst, not the worst, but a bad experience which happened on and off was, you get clients that come with you, they'll commit to working and then they'll just disappear, or they'll do a session with you, they'll try to get all the information out of you and then never pay you or just leave. I'm well, at the end of the day, it's more of a reputation thing. You don't want to ruin a reputation just because you do that and you just disappear on them. I'd much rather just have a good conversation with someone, pay them, for their time at least, and just say we're not a good fit.
Right.
So it's funny to have a couple of people like that. They just turn up, they try to get the info out of you, and they just disappear. I'm there's no point in that. Now I'm never going to do business with you. Now if anyone asks me about you, I know who you are, and you're not going to get a good word in the industry. So yeah, that's probably kind of the bad experiences. But again, that happens less and less.
That actually puts into a very good question. How do you think a proper billing model should be?
Pretty much it depends on the product or service you've got. I think if you're doing consulting or if you're building a funnel or something like that, what I usually do is I'll jump on a 15-minute call, 10-minute call to qualify the person. So I'll say, look, let's jump on a 10-minute call quickly, just in between another one of my meetings. Let's see if you're a good fit for me and if I'm a good fit for you. If not, I'll point you in the right direction. And that way you can get on the phone and say, all right, what's your goal? What's my goal? What's your budget? Are we a good fit? And then if they are, you can get on a call for another half an hour or an hour after that and schedule it in and make sure that you've actually qualified them.
Okay.
They're not just a tire kicker, get a waste of time. On the billing side of things, I think it depends on the project. Like I said, I've done some revenue shares and I've done some which is just paid up front. I'd be very hesitant to take anything less than sort of 50% up front because a lot of the time people just aren't interested. I'm well, look, this is kind of the standard. If you want to work with someone who's got proven results and a track record, 50% shouldn't be an issue. That should be, especially if you've qualified the person quite well, then you shouldn't have an issue.
Is it for the whole project or is it on hourly basis you kind of do it? Again, that also depends on project.
I go the whole project.
Okay.
I usually, if I'm quoting on a sales funnel, I'll go fixed price and I'll say, look, this is what the result's going to be, this is what you can expect, this is the finished project, this is how much it's going to be. It'll have to be 50% up front and 50% when it's done. Otherwise, usually what I'll do is I might get a bit of a discount if they pay in full as well. So I might say, look, you need to get, it's a $5,000, $10,000 sales funnel, and you pay it in parts and $6,000 each payment plan, each part. So it's a bit more expensive. So you can do that. It kind of minimises the risk and helps the person be able to pay whatever the fee is. But when you're working with qualified people and businesses that have that budget, then it's generally not an issue. The only times I've faced that issue is when I haven't qualified the prospect well enough, and they come through the doors and I shouldn't have even got on the phone with them in the first place.
All right. Very good. So any tip on keeping them happy forever? It's all at the end of the day, they get their funnel running, so they're going to be happy. How is that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, keeping your clients happy is definitely something that you want to do. I think number one thing is results. So if you can't get results, make sure you can get your client results. That's where you're going to face a lot of your issues if they're unhappy. But otherwise, I think the main issue is just keeping communication open as well. One thing I found at the beginning was I wasn't communicating enough. I'd be doing all the work or something, or they'd be doing, and they'd expect a whole lot of work to come through, and you've just got to keep communications open, whether you're talking on Facebook, or you're using a support desk, or you're using email, or whatever it is. Keep that communication open. People like to be informed on everything along the way. So that's something that I think keeps a lot of people happy. But otherwise, you should continue if you're getting results, keeping communication open. I think usually those two things will keep a happy customer.
Well, you're talking about that quick question on that. How is your reporting work?
So, I'll usually just get on the call with them and I'll walk them through the analytics. So I'll use different analytics tools to go through that and figure out, all those numbers we talked about earlier. And I'll tell them, all right, so here's the lifetime value of what before I started working with you. Here's what it was after. Or here's what we're working on now. Here's your cost per lead on your Facebook ads. Or here's, all the different metrics that we go through. And then we can track that. We can see, are we making more money? Are we making less money? Or where's the issue? Where's the drop off? Where do we need to focus on? And I'll work through that with them. We might do a session once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how long we've been working with that client, or if I used to, just do a one-off job. I just say, all right, so here's the package, here's what's done, and here's an Excel sheet as well. So yeah, it kind of depends project to project. But Excel sheet or just over the phone on Skype works really well.
Any tool in specific that you use for these purposes?
For reporting, not really. I'm pretty old school with Excel. I usually try to keep it all in one place. Again, it depends. For running Facebook ad traffic, and then using a sales funnel built on ClickFunnels, I'll just log in and I'll just show them. I'll be like, right, here's the date from 1st of March to 1st of April, and 1st of April to 1st of May. You can see the difference between the numbers we're getting.
All right.
And I'll kind of do that depending on different platforms that or the different tools we're using, share my screen or something like that. So I think that way people can ask questions, can address any issues that come up, and then otherwise I can just go through and send them a report or an email and just say, hey, look, this is what's happened this week. Check it out, and then just shoot them an email with that so they're regularly updated.
That's cool. Is it you have international clients or many clients from Australia on late? How is that?
Yeah, so sales funnels are actually really small in Australia. There's not many people that even know what they are. And I don't it's fair enough. It's quite a new concept still. In America, it's much, much bigger. Overseas is where the big market is. Whereas here, I'm in Melbourne, in Australia in general, there's only a handful of people that are familiar with the term.
I see. Okay.
So it's growing though. It's getting bigger.
Oh, that's a great opportunity then. If it's still growing there.
That's it. So it's a good opportunity. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be interesting to see over there what the market would be like. But I haven't had an Indian client yet that wants a sales funnel. So if you know any, I'm sure you can send them my way.
Of course, we'll do that. Yeah, very good. So here I have 4 quick favorite questions for you. So, which is your favorite book?
Favorite book? One of my favorite books was Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know, I'm sure you've heard of that one.
Yes.
It's really popular. That one's probably up there with one of my favorites.
Very good. And which is your favorite tool?
Favorite tool? ClickFunnels, I'd have to say. To build out some sales funnels, which is nice and easy.
Okay, right. And the next question is, which company's marketing campaign impresses you always?
That's a good one. I think there's a few out there that do a good job. I really like a couple of the big automation companies like HubSpot. They do some really good marketing. There's some of the big guys out there. Yeah, I'll go with them. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's more out there that I'm familiar with, but I'll use HubSpot.
Cool. And who are the must-follow people in social media?
Must follow. I think Gary Vaynerchuk's up there. He's got great content. Russell Brunson, he's a great sales funnel internet marketer. Yeah, they're probably 2 key ones.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Stephen. It was wonderful talking to you. A lot of learning and how you actually think and how you actually build those particular funnels. And I think it's going to be a feast for all the readers and people are going to be hearing to this particular whole show itself.
No, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for listening to the Mondovo Agency One-on-One series. For information on show notes and transcription of this episode, visit us at mondovo.com. If you found the episode worth your time, please do spread the word. Tweet it, email it, and share it with your network. Do keep checking back for more new episodes. Till next time.